So we are here at Cheakamus Canyon in Squamish, British Columbia. On the agenda today is a 600-foot, 6-pitch climb called Centurion. Really hoping the weather holds out. That's going to be a really big defining factor for us in whether we can pull this off or not. It's looking really good right now. There's a slight chance of precipitation, but aside from that, I think we're going to be good to go. I'm a little bit worried about the climb. I got a pretty intense fear of heights. Really hoping to overcome that on this one. I've done some outdoor climbs leading up to this, but nothing quite of this stature. The first day, I think I made it halfway into the second climb and my elbows were throbbing so bad that my arms were shaking in pain. I was also not able to complete a run that I red pointed last year. So really, I was just very worried about how my body would hold up. So we decided together as a group that it was better if I was going to make an attempt at this, that I should maybe lay off the outdoor climbing, give the elbows a chance to recover. If that wasn't enough, we were cliff jumping a couple days ago. Yeah. First I got a little bit lazy on one of the jumps and my feet were pretty flat when I hit the water. I felt the impact for sure. Everything didn't feel too bad until about 20 minutes later. I could barely walk on my left foot. So I was a couple days ago and seemed to feel quite a bit better. Today it feels pretty good. So I'm going to do my best to overcome anything that happens, and we're going to take you guys up there with us. Hopefully we'll put on a good show. Let's do this. We decided last night we'd spice things up a little bit, and we made a little friendly one-sided wager that if I didn't make the climb, we would go to a nearby lake that's filled with ice cold water.
Brom Lake.
Brom Lake. And I would have to chug a beer, immediately do a shot, and then jump in the water, all wearing nothing but a pair of her super attractive underwear. If that's not motivation, I don't know what is. My first time outdoor climbing with Keith and Emma was petrifying. In case I haven't mentioned it, I'm a little bit terrified of heights. So it was a good experience, more or less, up until the point where Keith decided to teach me how to lead belay. I had a little bit of a panic attack and a freak out as he decided to go on and on about all the ways he could die if I messed up. Remember I called him a super awesome friend? I take it back. I feel really bad that I just said that.
Why not?
Sometimes I just want to strangle the life out of him. Keith, however, managed to make it. Second day outdoor climbing, we decided to go to Star Chek. For those of you who aren't familiar with Star Chek, it is a 300-foot multi-pitch climb, and this is what it looks like. So you can imagine how I reacted once I got there. Can I say shit on camera?
You say whatever you want, bro.
Okay, I took a panic shit. It helped, though, made me feel better. Because I was so nice and not absolutely terrified, I decided to let Emma do the rappel first, which she did horrifyingly easily and made me feel like
a very, very small person.
After she went down, it was Keith's turn, and then I was left up on the top of the cliff by myself. Luckily for them, I decided not to flee and make my way down the hill. Next was the climb. Now, as you can imagine at this point, inside, I am freaking out. I looked up at Keith and he says, "Look around." I took my eyes off the wall, had a look at the beautiful scenery, the raging river down below, the Whitecap Mountains, and really it was a fantastic sight. Finally, I made it up the climb. I think it took us about 3 or 4 hours. I made it to the top, and thankfully it was another climb that I survived. So good. I haven't pooped myself yet, and I haven't peed myself yet. Really my biggest challenge at that point was where my head was at. It was really, really messing with me. My head was just swimming with anxiety and fear.
Oh, you slut.
Being up that high is truly a nightmare for me. In fact, I can recall several nightmares I've had in my life that always stand out vividly, of course, based on the fear, where I'll, wake up in the middle of a dream on top of a cell phone tower with no idea how I got there, how the hell I'm gonna get back down. Imagine your nightmare coming to life, the ground falling out underneath you, and everything that is bad in this world starts happening.
Are you afraid of the dark? Are you scared? I can see you from behind. You can hear me.
Fuck.
Your mind run so fast as you can go.
Come on. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Fuck. 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 Oh, yeah. Fucking cunt.
Huh?
There. What the fuck? Fuck. Put my hand in a fucking puddle up here too, which didn't help. There. What the fuck? Oh, fuck.
In the moment, it was absolutely terrifying. Afterwards, however, it was a really big relief. When you finally get a chance to use your safety gear, you realize you're kind of all right, you're not gonna die. At that point, you can kind of relax a little bit. So it was really good for me in the sense of kind of recalibrating and cleaning the slate. By pitch 4, I'd got my first big fall out of the way. I've been doing everything I could to hold myself together mentally and emotionally. It took so long after that fall that we chewed up all the batteries and didn't end up getting any footage of pitch 4 and pitch 5. By the beginning of pitch 5, it was very, very windy and cloudy outside. It was starting to look more and more dreary, and I was really starting to worry that I wouldn't be able to finish the climb before the rain hit. We heard thunder, which I understand is a pretty rare event. I really had to dig deep, and although I wasn't terrified at that point, physically and emotionally, I was just exhausted. And I really had to kind of go back in my head and think about all the times that I really pushed myself to my limits in my training and really pushed past my limits a lot of times and do my best to draw strength from that. I started to get a bit of momentum going. The more I thought about it, the more I started to feel like I can do this. And with every move I completed, I just started to go faster and faster. I had screamed, I cursed, I swore, I bled, I grabbed onto whatever I could, whether it be a quick draw, a rope, a chain if it was there. Did everything I could, and finally I made it to the top.
I'm standing at the top of Centurion right now.
Oh my god, amazing! You made it!
I made it. It was tough.
It was tough, yeah?
It was really tough. It was probably one of the toughest things I've ever done. They were totally fine, actually. My elbows and my foot were fine.
Elbows are fine, and foot's fine. Oh,
Yeah.